Welcome to How to Get More Leads for Your Business, 5 low-cost or no-cost inbound strategies. Let's go. First, we're going to start off with the problem with lead generation and the big overarching solution that will, I hope, shift your entire paradigm around marketing. Then I'm going to dive into 5 specific ways to do it, 5 specific strategies that I use and that most of my clients are using to drive inbound opportunities and business. The problem that I've found with lead generation and with building and growing the business in the past is that I had to spend so much energy doing it. What I ended up finding, especially when I was working on building my speaking business, is that what I wanted to do was speak. What I wanted to do was be on a stage. And later when I built my coaching business, I knew that what I wanted to do was to be coaching clients, working with clients. But what I found myself spending so much time doing was chasing prospects, chasing sales, trying to generate leads and opportunities. And so I liken it, I use the metaphor of chasing butterflies, right? Butterflies are like clients sometimes. It can feel like it takes a lot of energy to chase them and catch them. You're running around, imagine, with a butterfly net, trying to find one butterfly at a time and catch it. And then once you have it, to keep it, right? Instead, the metaphor I like to use is the work that we're going to do in this video is to how do you build a butterfly garden? How do you create assets and ways for business butterflies to come to you instead? And when you build a butterfly garden, when you plant a garden with flowers, it doesn't grow up overnight. It's not immediate, but it is a sustainable strategy for attracting business for the long haul. And I find it way more fun, personally, to cultivate a butterfly garden, to nourish, to water, to feed the plants and the flowers than I do to go out and chase every single time I need a client, right? So that's the analogy, that's the metaphor that I'm using for this foundationally. Now, the way that I figured this out, and I call this my come to me strategy with a hat tip to Nani Leia Diamond. This come to me strategy I figured out about 12 or 13 years ago. A couple years into my business, I had the aha moment. What happened? I was trying to find clients. I was hustling. And by the way, this was in the recession. This was back in like 2009, 2010, around there. Business was not good. And I had just started my business back in 2007. So I was hustling. I was exhausted. And then one day I was on the Miami Beach Chamber Emerging Leadership Council. And somebody said, "Hey, Michelle, you do sales. We're looking for someone to do a sales seminar. Could you do a seminar on how to sell?" I was like, well, I guess so. I've never really put together a seminar before, but I think I could do this. So I went, put it together, yada, yada, long story short, delivered my seminar. And afterwards, all of these business people came up to me and said, "Hey, Michelle, can you help me do this? And can you help me with that?" And I was like, oh my God, look at all these people coming to me. What if I could do more of these speaking engagements, right? And so that was where it was like, ding, 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 ding. What if I could just get in front of a group of people and deliver valuable content? Then maybe they'll come to me. And so I basically started to shift my entire marketing strategy around, instead of going after individuals, networking, shaking hands, trying to find clients that way, I started to put together seminars and workshops and let people come to me. And then from those opportunities, it took me a few years to figure this out, to turn those opportunities into sales. Now I'm going to get into the 5 things that you can do to attract inbound business. But before I do that, I want to invite you to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and remember to please post your comments, stories, questions below. The first strategy, and it's kind of an obvious one because you just heard me talk about it, is speaking. I'm going to go out on a limb here and say that speaking is absolutely my favorite, at least, but I think it's the best strategy for attracting inbound business. Why is that? There's something magical that happens when you're in front of an audience on a stage. Immediately, just by virtue of you being on there and perhaps being introduced by somebody else, people perceive you as a leader. They perceive you as an expert and they perceive you as trustable. That's overcoming a whole lot of hurdles right off the bat. Now, when I started after that Miami Beach Chamber thing and I had that aha moment, I tried to get other speaking engagements, but with only one under my belt, people weren't super eager to put me on their stages. So if that's the case with you, if you don't have a lot of opportunities for speaking, then here's what I recommend. Put yourself on a stage. Create your own events, your own workshops, your own seminars. That's what I did. I spoke that one time, and then for the next 2 years, I put on my own workshops and events. And I'm not going to dive into this here because it would be off topic, but I do have other videos about how to put on your own events and even how to do it for free without having to pay any of the costs associated with the events. Okay, so the second thing that I recommend is content marketing. Content marketing is what I'm doing right here, right now with this video. It's basically taking my absolute best material and giving it away through a medium like YouTube or a blog or by podcast or Facebook or whatever, wherever your audience is hanging out. Now, you might be worried. You might think, well, if I give it all away for free, why would anybody pay me or why would anybody hire me? And I'll tell you why. It's because information is not transformation. And when you're in the business of transformation, like we are, when you're a coach, when you're a consultant, when you're a speaker, people might think they want information, but ultimately there's always a subset of that group that are willing to pay more for the actual transformation. So what does that look like? With me and in my business, I might have thousands of people watch this video, but if 5 of them decide, you know what, I don't want to figure this out for myself, I want to work with Michelle, those 5 people might come to my website, might set up a discovery call, and 2 or 3 of them might actually sign up for one of my retreats. By the way, if you're interested in my retreats, you can check it out at superstarbusinessbreakthrough.com. And that's the whole point of these videos, to give away as much information as I can, to create a relationship of trust with you, and for me to call forward those of you who really want to move faster, accelerate your results, get to the higher level, and work personally with me. Those of you who resonate with that are going to move on and take another step forward. So content marketing is a great way to give your information, to be generous, to be abundant, and also to call forward those of the people that are a right fit for you. The third methodology is what I call a bring a friend promotion. A bring a friend is where someone signs up to work with you or somebody comes to one of your events and you extend a special offer for that person to bring someone like them in their circle to you. So a bring a friend offering basically says, well, if you're a good fit, maybe your friends are a good fit. When I'm trying to fill events especially, this is one of my primary offers. And the beautiful thing about bring a friend is that it creates a ripple effect where a person brings a person, brings a person, brings a person. You might get to meet someone that's 3 degrees or 4 degrees of separation away that you never would have met otherwise. So I'm a big fan of inviting and encouraging your existing clients to bring their friends, which leads me to another concept called referral stream mapping. Referral stream mapping refers to finding sources of referrals, streams of referrals. So instead of having one person bring one friend and another person bring another friend, identifying people who can consistently send you clients, identifying someone who has access to many of your clients and creating a relationship of trust so that that person can continuously refer clients to you. The 5th thing is my absolute foundational, fundamental strategy that goes along with everything else I do, and that's email marketing. Basically, what I do with email marketing and what I recommend is that no matter what you do, what you're doing, if any of these things, the first step is that you capture someone's email into your database and then you start to nurture them and so that they can percolate until they're ready to pop up. So email marketing is taking all of these strategies and perhaps many more like social media and aggregating them into this one list that you stay in touch with over time. And then it's a come to me strategy because eventually some of them will say, you know what, I need those services. I think I'm going to call you, right? Or I think I'm going to call Michelle. I'm ready. And they raise their hand. They say, hey, what would it look like to work with you? I've had people sign up to work with me from my email list who've been on my list for more than a decade. One of my very favorite clients now, I met him all the way when I first started my business back in 2007, and he didn't reach out to me until 2019, and it was because of an email that I sent out that he got. So I'm a big fan of using email marketing to support all these other efforts. If you're looking for creative ways to brand, market, and sell your coaching, consulting, speaking services, let's connect. You can find me at superstaractivator.com/go, where you can ask to do a discovery call with yours truly. I hope to meet you soon.